Alright, peace and greetings, YouTubers. Alright, so Nancy Lee Grahn has done a great job of showcasing to the world that once again, privilege will privilege when feeling unprivileged, because the underprivileged got an opportunity to have a tiny bit of privilege, which now made the privileged feel a little less privileged. So that meant they had to use their privilege to stop the privilege going to the underprivileged in order for the privileged to feel more privileged about their privilege. That's privilege. Alright, so Nancy Lee Grahn, you did a great job of showcasing that, and because you just felt that your struggle was so much more either superior or at least equivalent to that of black women, we're going to make sure we send you a muffin basket. Or no, actually, because the way that you tweeted, you made it sound like you really went through, and black women it's just been on a roller coaster ride of fun while they were trying to get to where they were going to go. We'll send you some bean pies, because it sounds like you were really going through in the trenches over there. Send her some bean pies. All right, put them in the mail, first class, priority mail. Yeah, the one that's like $14. Whatever the one is that you should get it today, send her that. Okay, flowers by us, same mailing people, I think. There's nobody over there. Anyway, so to sum things up, as we know, the Emmys were last night, and Viola Davis and Taraji P. Henson both had an opportunity to become the first black woman to ever win the award for Best Actress in a drama series, which is already a problem because, you know, one, the Emmys have been on since 1949. That's 66 years. Now, I don't know if that specific award category has been out for 66 years, but either way, even if it was only 20 years, or 25 years, or 15 years, that's still a problem that no black woman has won this award at this point. But anyway, Viola Davis wins this award, and she goes and she gives a really, really great and empowering speech, and she uses this Harriet Tubman quote about the experience of a black woman in white society, and, you know, she talks about, you know, what it's like to be a black woman in business, and she shouts out her peers like Taraji P. Henson and Gabrielle Union and thanks them for their great work. And, you know, she goes and she basically brings up the argument that, you know, when you create the space for opportunity and you give people that opportunity, they're going to take it, they're going to profit, they're going to be great. You get to witness the greatness when you put those opportunities out there. But when you keep opportunities to only certain groups of people or certain demographics, then you're not really seeing the best of what the world has to offer. You're not seeing the best of what society has to offer. You're seeing the best through the lens of one specific channel. And basically, she basically said that and summed that up. And what should have been a moment that was empowering and a moment that was, you know, a tearjerker and just excellent, had to once again be tarnished by those who are a little bit too privileged just to stay in their lane and not merge over when people don't ask them to. So, let me get my phone, because you know she deleted the tweets. Of course, I'm the king of screen capping, because I already know. The minute I saw what she tweeted, I said, oh, no, let me screen cap these, because these will be going in less than a minute. And it's so funny, though, because it's like, you know, Nancy Lee Grahn just felt that no matter, you know, never mind what Viola had just went up there and said, she just felt that, you know, I don't like what she said, and I don't like how she said it, and I have to tweet about it because I have to make my experience somehow just as important, if not more important, than Viola's, because that's the way that things work, which kind of leads me to my argument that I'll make after I say her tweets. So, and by the way, she wrote these in such a way that I have to correct myself as I read them, because I don't know what she was trying to say grammatically, but it kind of pisses me off, because if these were some black kids taking the SAT writing like this, they wouldn't be able to get into anybody's college, not even a for-profit college, not University of Phoenix, not Everest, not DeVry, not even BCTI, and they're not even real school no more. And you don't even need the SAT to get in those schools, but dang it, the way that she wrote these things, them kids wouldn't be getting anything. Alright, so she says, and like I said, I'm correcting this as I read it. Alright, Viola Davis winning lead actress at the Emmys is historic. My upset is acting awards don't fix racial injustice. As an actor, I see how relevant we are. I never mean to diminish her accomplishment. I wish I could get her roles. She's a goddess. I just want equality for all women, not just actors. Let me backtrack because there's some other stuff she said first. Oh, here's the part. I wish I loved Viola Davis' speech, but I thought she should have let Shonda Rhimes write it. And then she hashtagged the Emmys. And then there's another portion where, I don't know, somebody must respond to her and set her off. So she said, well, now I really got to let you know how I feel, so I'm going to start cussing in this. So, I'm an effing actor, I've been an effing actress for 40 years. None of us get respect or opportunity we deserve. Emmys are not a venue for racial opportunity. All women belittled. Y'all know. Here we go. So, where did I start? First of all, y'all in these all movements that keep taking place anytime a black person says anything, y'all gonna stop doing that. Stop including yourself in the struggle of black people, because it is not your struggle to have. Okay? It's not an equivalent. It does not even compare. Not to hurt any feelings, white women, but your struggle as a white woman is nothing compared to the struggle of a black woman. Now, I'm not even a woman, and I can see that. Alright? So, Nancy, I keep wanting to call her Lindsay for some reason, but Nancy, I need you to chill. Which kind of leads to my point of what I said. white feminism or feminism in general is not inclusive to black women. It's more so something that's exclusive to white women. All right, white feminists. Listen, I understand that y'all have something that you're fighting for, and that's cool and that's great. But I noticed that you guys are only inclusive when it's time to be inclusive for yourselves, and when it's time to be inclusive and bring everybody else in, y'all got a problem with the way things are done. So basically, when it comes to feminism and black women are treated like the C Squad at high school. Okay, you remember like the C Squad would have been like the unimportant team of any like athletic, program, whether it was cheerleading or basketball. So, if there was a varsity cheerleading squad, the varsity cheerleaders had the best uniforms. They did the big events, the homecomings, the football games, the halftime, the this, the that. Then you had a JV squad, and eventually all of them would be on varsity at some point. They just were probably a little too young, just not as good as the varsity. And then because there's lots of laws in place where you have to give opportunity to people, then you have the C squad. And the C squad, they don't even get to perform at the games. Literally, they just do fundraisers. So they sell cookies in the cafeteria. As a matter of fact, they don't even have cheerleader uniforms. They just wear jeans and, everybody wear a black t-shirt and you might get a pom-pom. That's the C Squad. That's the way black women and lots of other groups of women are treated in the whole feminist movement. And you can sit here and debate with me about it, but if you dig up any history book, you will know that when it came to the feminist movement, when it came to the suffrage movement, when it came to all these different movements that white women were having, where they were trying to, push and uplift the experience for women, when anybody of color, especially black women, would show up and say, okay, we're down with you too, we're women too, and we're going through, y'all would say, oh, wait a minute, yes, we know you're women genetically or physically, however, you have this thing called race. And, America's just not the place where they're ready for the whole race thing. And if you guys show up, you're going to kind of just basically mess up what we already have going, and it's going to distract the people that we're trying to get attention from the real issues, and your race thing is going to really kind of just tarnish what we're trying to do. So why don't you all do your own thing, or just take a back seat. Why don't you go sit at the kid table? Okay, how I don't know white people if y'all do this at Thanksgiving, but I know when black people get together and it's Thanksgiving and it's a whole lot of people at the house, all the kids got to sit at a different table from the adults. All right, so and it sucks because the kid table is just anybody from like toddler stage, even sometimes when people get home from college, they'd be 19, 20 still at the kid table. So it's just a whole table of chaos over there. Just, the 3-year-olds chewing their food and throwing it everywhere. And then there's the 15-year-old who wants to be grown and they don't get to be at the table, and so on and so on. Black women get treated like that. So when you look at feminism, in my opinion, has 3 different levels or hierarchies. So you have the varsity squad, which is heterosexual white women. Then the JV, which is women that are lesbians or whatever. Even though I think they fight a little bit harder than the heterosexual women, to be quite honest. And then the C Squad, that's everybody who's not white, especially black women. C Squad all the way. So here's the thing that gets me. I found it so interesting that even through Viola's speech about, all of the things that she's going through, the only thing that Nancy could focus on was, she brought up race. And that's the issue. See, y'all be down with a cause until this shows up. Then y'all get nervous. And the fact that she said, well, this isn't something, this isn't the moment for a racial opportunity. The way she talked about it like it was just a McFlurry at McDonald's or something. Like, here y'all go with that race thing. This isn't quite the time for that. And I'm kind of like, well, when is the time? Because we don't ever get to have it. Okay, we can't talk about it at work because then we got to go to HR because we didn't offend somebody. You can't talk about it on social media because I'm sure I'll be called all kinds of N-words in the comment section on this video. You can't talk about it ever. There's never a moment for race. And as far as I'm concerned, there's no such thing as an opportunity or a race opportunity. It's not an opportunity to talk about your struggle and to try to get awareness. That's not an opportunity. That's you trying to say, okay, we want to be treated just like everybody else. And then some. That's an issue that I have. And see, what I think about it is, or what I think is, people are intimidated by black excellence. Because everybody knows once we show up to the party and we bring our A game, everybody else got to step it up. And that's in anything, whether that's entertainment, whether that's sports, even in academia. When we show up and we really got it together, then everybody else needs to watch out. That's why people hate Serena Williams. That's why people hate when Beyonce goes on an award show, because you know that she's going to just scalp everybody else who performed that night. Right? People can't stand Michelle Obama. And all she's doing is growing a nice garden and telling the children, you need to stop eating this nasty stuff and you need to take better care of yourself. The minute she started showing them arms, all the soccer moms were pissed off. Pissed off. That should have been something that empowered them, but hell no, here she goes. She's not first lady-like. Y'all always be intimidated by black excellence. I don't understand. You need to get that crap together. But what gets me is just the tweet where she says, well, all women are belittled. And I'm like, that's very true. However, there are some women who are belittled a whole lot more than other groups of women. So you want to talk about roles in television? This is just now getting to the point where black women are finally getting a few roles on television. And to be quite honest, Child actors still have more opportunities for television roles than black actresses by a long shot. So when you're sitting here trying to explain, that all women are belittled, do you see the roles that black women get? If they're not being ratchet on some reality show, they're most likely not going to be on TV. So minus the 5 or 6 prominent roles that black women have on television at the moment, when it's all said and done, that gap of opportunity is still there. So why do you have a problem with that? If you really were for all women's matters, if you were really for all women, then you would be ecstatic that Viola got this award and you would love her speech. And the fact that you said, well, maybe Shonda Rhimes should have wrote it, goes to say that, once again, you think that there should only be one spokesperson for all black people, because of course Shonda Rhimes is black, for those who don't know, and because black women aren't free thinking enough, they need to be controlled and need to be told on what to say on moments like this, because this is a prestigious moment and you don't want to ruin it by doing that whole race thing, do you? So have Shonda write it, because she'll know what to say. She'll know what to say to keep us comfortable in our white skin. Alright? That's the stuff I'll be talking about. Who's this? Oh, anyway. Twitter. I was getting cussed out because I said some stuff on Twitter about this last night. And it's just crazy. I'm like, y'all be down with the movement until it's time to actually be down. Okay? If y'all really care about all women's rights, then where were y'all at when Sandra Bland got killed? Alright? Where are y'all at when everybody says the things that they say about the First Lady? Where are y'all at when all these different things happen to black women? I don't ever hear white feminists say anything. Y'all are mute. Alright? And I can guarantee some of y'all are rude as hell too, because a whole lot of y'all are my Facebook friends from high school. And as soon as there's some Black Lives Matter anything, all that, as much as y'all fight about the press, y'all be quick to shut down some Black Lives Matter stuff. Y'all be quick to shut down anything that doesn't have to do with uplifting white women. So that's the issue that I have. It's just, and the thing about it is, when you really look at it, the mere fact that Viola has to go on stage and say anything about women of color goes to show that your movement is not inclusive to all women, and that your movement still, there's a position of privilege that you have within your movement that others don't. Because when we really talk about women of color, who does women of color benefit, or who does women of color, who is that demographic? Who does that cover? That covers every demographic of women except white women. I wonder why. Anyway, I'm out. Subscribe, Viola Davis. Congratulations on all of your greatness. And I would say in the words of Nancy Lee Grahn, let me rephrase this, okay? This was not a moment for, or this was not the appropriate venue for a privileged opportunity. Alright? So, Nancy, get that together, okay? I'm sure Twitter ripped you apart because you clearly took down the tweets and they'll probably be talking about you on The View or something today. But if you ever, in your life, okay? By the way, you were on General Hospital, okay? You were on TV 5 days a week. We only get to see Viola once every Thursday, and so she's only on for one season. Damn. And when you look at the roles that Viola has often been given, this is just now getting to the point where she can get a role she can really play a respective character. She always got to be somebody's maid, or somebody's slave, or somebody's scorn. She don't ever get to wear makeup. She always got to look homely on every role that she get. Now when she finally get a role where she can finally, flourish, you got a problem with it. You know what? If the career and the lines didn't work out for you in your 40 years of acting, hey, maybe you just weren't as good as Viola. Maybe you just weren't as good as some of these black women who still got to get the back seat and the back burner in any opportunity, because at the end of the day, when it comes to an audition, you're still going to get priority over a Viola, over a Taraji, over a Gabrielle, over Megan Good, over any other black actress, because that's just the way the cookie crumbles in America, because you got a thing called privilege. So enjoy your privilege and stay in your lane, because no one told you to merge over. I'm out. Subscribe.